Hello once again, this is Joanna. Welcome to your March readings. I have a couple of announcements, so this intro is going to be slightly longer, but there's good stuff here. Number one, first and foremost, thank you so much for watching, for coming back, for listening, for liking, for subscribing. For those of you who have booked a reading with me, thank you so much. You know who you are. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. March readings are different in a way that I have been asked to use completely different cards. I've never used them before. I actually bought them about 12-15 years ago when I was going through a pretty challenging time, and I kind of like them. I never in my life thought I was going to do these readings, certainly not on YouTube or live, or readings in general. And I was told very clearly to use these cards. Now, they have no numbers, they have no meanings, they have no symbology, they have nothing other than art in order to inspire certain emotion, to evoke certain feeling, and to prompt an intuition or intuitive prompting. In my case, it also starts the process of information flowing from my guides as far as feeling, hearing, and seeing and knowing. So I will show you these cards. They're called soul cards. There is soul cards. This is the first one, and I believe there's a soul cards 2. And you'll see, just like in this vision, there is nothing. There's no numbers. So the card will show up like this, and it'll evoke a certain feeling, image, words, and often a certain phrase that I will hear. So what I do with these cards is I hold them up to the screen so that you can look at them and see what emotion is evoked within you. Always listen to your intuition. Just because your interpretation is different than mine does not make mine or yours wrong or right. It simply means your information may be in addition to what I'm saying or instead of. So always listen to your intuition. I was very timid starting with these cards. I wasn't sure how I was going to like it. It's because there is no parameters. Mind you, I'm not one that fits within certain categories, so it's actually should have been no surprise to me that I would really like them, because the moment I started the first reading, I actually loved them. I loved the energy. I loved how it was just so easy for me to hear. It was just an instant flow. I wasn't bogged down by any numbers, any dates, any wording. There's nothing for me to interpret. It was just pure information flow. So I hope you like them. Please let me know, and maybe I will keep this for a while, or until my guide tells me to go and do something else, which is what he always does. And I just kind of go, okay, you know what you're doing, and I just follow. It's called trust. Now, the other thing is exciting, that on March 20th, I'm going to be debuting my very first radio show. That is March 20th, which is a Monday. It's going to happen every other Monday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. This show is going to be live. It is going to be archived, and I will post this also on my YouTube channel, so you can also listen to it afterwards. When it's live, some of the sessions will have a component of me doing a reading live, so you can call in, or doing a reading with somebody else so that you guys can call in. On Monday, my first show, I will be interviewing a lady, a phenomenal soul. Her name is Stephanie, and we're going to talk everything inspirational, and also everything, not creation, yes, but manifesting. So we will talk about her story. She's just super funny and just amazing. And we will talk everything about manifesting. We might even take a caller or two live to give free readings, or whatever it happens to be at the time. Point is, I would encourage you to listen to it, because the show is for you. When Spirit asked me to do the show, and I said, what the heck for? It was very clear to me that my work, however it's going to transpire, is something that you have been asking for, maybe not in a specific way, through me. And the show is all about empowering and inspiring people. And this is going to be done through messages from Spirit, information that I have gone through and interviewing different individuals who have inspiring stories. So what I would like to do is I would like to ask you to send me your ideas about what it is that you would like to see on the show. So send me an email. That information is down below for you, with a subject line radio show idea. And every time I implement the idea live, I will mention your name unless you ask me not to. So since this is for you, it only makes sense that I include and involve you in this process as much as possible. And I also think it's going to be fun. It's going to be, certainly when I use your ideas and you hear it, I think it just creates a certain involvement and an inclusivity, and I always want to be as inclusive as possible. And I think that's all I have. I don't want to talk too much because it's already way longer intro than any other intro, but I hope you can appreciate what it is that I was trying to say. Of course, these are general readings. If you would like more readings, I have videos on Vimeo for very small fee, and some of those are projections for 6 months, some of those are projections for 3 months for relationships, and I have those links included down below as well. Without further ado, let's get started with March reading. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, as always. And if you would like to contact me privately, that information is also down below. And I will see you in a moment. Stay tuned. Hello Pisces, this is going to be a reading for the month of March. I have 4 cards laid down. They're face down. I'm using my cards for the very first time, or actually second time. This is the second reading. I'm doing these. I'm using these cards. So they're very interesting, as you will see. And before I start, I turn the first card over. I am seeing the number 7. 7, well, obviously it's the number 7. It's also the month of July. I don't know when you guys are born. As you know, I don't know much about astrology other than the signs. So if the number sign connects with you, that is bonus. But the overall energy of the month of March is, I actually hear the words conclusion. Conclusions to certain situations that have been plaguing you for quite some time. The word plaguing is being said in quotation marks. So something that has been bugging you for quite some time, something that you have been dealing with for quite some time, something that has been an obstacle for you for quite some time. And when I say quite some time, I see 2 to 3. This could be 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 years. It could be 2 to 3 weeks, but that is, I don't feel that's, if it is 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to be very, very, very few of you. It seems to be a much longer term, as in 2 to 3 months or 2 to 3 years. For some of you, this is going to be regarding relationships. And even though I have done a relationship reading for 3.5 months, which you can check out on Vimeo if you would like. But this is for the month of March. And I also hear the obstacles on your way are going to be no longer. So as it connects to number 7, I feel it is a time of mastering an aspect of yourself, either with regards to relationships or an aspect of yourself emotionally, pertaining to the relationship you have with yourself, because we have relationships with the outside world and also with ourselves. So having said that, I'm just going to write down the number 7. I'm also seeing incidentally the number 777. So perhaps some of you are seeing the number 777 often, which is a reminder to pay attention, and you can check out what the significance of number 7 is. Or it can simply mean that you are seeing repeating numbers over and over, 555, 111, 222, whatever it may be, as if to say, pay attention to what is happening, and I see things in front of you. So for some of you, this is a sequence of repeating numbers that is has been happening for quite some time, so please pay attention. The first card representing overall energy for you guys for the month of March is very interesting. So what I'll do is I'll show you the card first before I look into it. I'm just going to make sure there's no glare. Let's do it this way. I'm trying to get no glare. So whatever this card represents to you as far as your intuition is what is right for you. Try to feel this card with your gut as opposed to with your head, which is where logic and logic resides, and gut is typically where intuition resides. As I look into this card, I actually hear the words patience. And there seems to be a spiral. Something spiraling either out of control or something spiraling. I actually hear the words out of control. And when I say this, I see an obstacle in front of me. So what I was talking about earlier is overcoming certain things that have been obstacles in front of you, and they will be no longer. I hear the words swallow your pride, and I also feel that I am going to be overcoming something quite significant. Now, the overcoming something quite significant is paired to me with the word surrender. Not giving up, but surrender. Surrendering to a situation, surrendering to a certain aspect of yourself that you've been trying to fight, surrendering to something that is no longer worth fighting for. Now, surrendering again does not mean giving up. Surrendering simply means let go of the fight, let go of the struggle. So whatever, and this I feel is to do with relationships. Now, relationships could be romantic, it could be relationship at work, it could be relationships with loved ones as in family or friends. It makes no difference. Or relationship with yourself. When I say the word relationship with yourself, the word addiction comes up. And I hear the word drinking. So if you have some self-limiting behaviors, or behaviors that are actually very detrimental to you, anything that's out of balance, sex, drinking, gambling, addicted to shopping, whatever it is, accepting that part of you. And again, I hear the word swallowing your pride. Maybe your ego has been in overdrive. Maybe you've been trying to prove something to somebody, and it's been very important for you to prove this. Check if this proving is based on your ego or your need to want to be right. Because when I hear the words swallow your pride, it is very much about giving up on a fight that is not. That was my cat. Oh, hang on. My cat is talking to me. Come here. Come on. Check if there is an aspect of you that is being driven by ego and wanting to be right, or confronting somebody. My apologies. My cat made noises, so I needed to stop and see what was going on with her. So anyway, going back to the overall energy, it's about giving up a fight, giving up an aspect of you that is not serving you in a positive way, and it seems to be ego connected and connected to relationships. So that's the overall energy. I'm going to show it to you one more time, and if you get different feelings from it, of different vibes, remember, there's no wrong or right. Stick with what feels right for you as far as your own inner interpretation. The next card is any obstacles that are on your way. So let's see if there are any obstacles. What are they? And we have this particular card. So I'm going to show it to you again without glare. And there's colors here. The predominant color is black, white, and red. The color red to me signifies passion, but it also signifies fear. So some of you, as far as obstacles, you will be dealing with, again, a situation or an obstacle or a challenge that is going to make you either feel fearful or will bring old fears up to surface. And I'm going to connect a little bit further with this card. Again, when I look at this card, I hear the words, let go. Let go of the need to be right. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the need to make things a certain way in order to satisfy your own ego. Again, I hear the word addiction. So if this is a relationship with yourself, let go of the struggle that has been plaguing you for quite some time. Whether it's 2 to 3 months, probably not. 2 to 3 years, more likely. Could be as long as 2 to 3 decades. Something that has been weighing heavily on you, and for some of you, most of your life or all your life. For some of you, I hear the word father. And, when I look at this card, I have this uncomfortable feeling in my stomach, like, something is not quite right. And it's very much fear-based. It's my confidence is being affected. How I feel about myself is being affected. How I feel about my ability to perform is being affected. So whether it's actual performance, sexual, physical, whatever it is, or my ability to fully be who I am is affected. That is a very strong feeling. I also hear the word foundation. So for some of you, this fearful aspect has been your foundation for quite some time. And again, I hear the word dad. So perhaps some of you are going to be overcoming some pretty significant emotional blockages connected to a father in your life, a father figure, a dad, something around a father. And whatever those are, they may have translated themselves into addictions or unhealthy behaviors in your personal life. Again, I hear the words, let go. Let go. Let go of the past. Let go of that which no longer serves you. So as an obstacle, it's about, if this card represents an obstacle, it is to basically saying is let go. Let go of the fear that surrounds you and let go of the fear that binds you. And I'm seeing someone being enclosed like in a prison. So this is very much a mind connected belief system, obviously, or something that is in your mind, your thoughts, your perpetual thinking or talking to yourself, your inner voice. I also hear the words, your dad was never either the wrong man or the right man. And I'm actually hearing both, and I don't quite understand how to interpret this. When I ask my guide, he says, your dad was never there for you. That doesn't make him right or wrong. It simply makes the situation what it is. So if you've had a relationship with your dad or mom or significant parent where they were not there for you fundamentally, and as a result you've developed some very limiting belief systems which have equated themselves into self-limiting behaviors, you are being asked to let go of that. Okay? Incidentally, the proving yourself or the need for you to be right in relationships is also potentially stemming from your parents, specifically I'm hearing dad, not, or father figure, not being there for you. The next card represents actions to take. So again, I'm going to show you this card. Oh, that's interesting. So this is how I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to see if there's no glare here. So that's actually interesting. I'm going to turn it this way because I think you can get a visual better. And again, see what your intuition says as far as what this card connects with in your gut or with your intuition. If I bring it a little bit closer, you will see that there is a face kissing a face. These cards are done this way, but it is easier to see. So as far as actions, let me tune into this card. I actually hear the words accept heaven's help. And whether you interpret this as accept divine guidance, accept those in spirit who are guiding you, or accept help from those around you who are guiding you in a physical life. Very, very important. I also feel that some of you have in the past resisted help, and the resistance was based on ego, but most specifically it was based on fear. Whether it was because you felt that you could take this on by yourself, or you felt you would appear as a weak person if you let others help you, or if you let others in. He's asking me to show this card again, and when you look at this card, this person has their eyes closed right here. So there's very much an aspect of contemplation, but also a bit of aspect of surrender when we close our eyes, or when we have the pose of, being tuned in or tuned within, and just accepting whatever happens as a vehicle of surrendering. This person is at peace here. He seems to be at peace, and as he allows himself, or she allows himself, to be at peace, there seems to be more, I hear the word angelic or divine guidance. Whether you believe in God, angels, it makes no difference. Whether you just believe in particles and energy, that's fine too. But the more you allow yourself to be at peace, the less you allow the struggle to continue, the more you will notice more doors opening to you, almost as if in a miraculous way, or out of the blue, or out of the left field. I also hear there are a lot of people out there to help you, or there are a lot out there people to help you. Spirit, yes, but I also feel quite significantly in the physical world. I also heard the word grandfather for some of you. Perhaps you have connected with a grandfather, or this is your dad's granddad, which would make him your grandfather. And this particular person is coming forward as he's showing me that he has held you when you were a baby. So for some of you, you have not met your grandfather, or you've met him when he was very young, or when you were very young. Or it also can mean that this person was an authority figure in your life, and he somehow took care of you, and you have respect for him. Point is, there is for some of you a father figure coming forward. I see the word letter M, so there may be a name starting with the letter M, or the letter M could be anywhere in the name, first or last, sometimes in the middle, or the middle name, but typically first or last, not necessarily the first letter. And again, I hear the words, let go of the struggle. So this seems to be very much connected to letting go of some emotional aspects of you that bind you and are not, that have not up until this point at least, allowed you to fully express yourself and your individuality. The next card is a card of advice. Sometimes it's outcome, sometimes it's advice, depending on which reading it is. I always ask, and in this case, it is advice. So again, I'm going to show you this card. And beautiful. So as you see, again, use your intuition, use your gut, and notice what reactions you get when you first see this card. There is a lot of red, and there is a lot of yellow and orange. So these are the first three chakras. Red predominantly being displayed there is connected to your first chakra, which is very much about safety and security and stability in the world. Incidentally, when we have challenges with first chakra, we will almost always, in my experience, have challenges with finances or the aspect of money. The second predominant color is orange, which is your second chakra, and that is feeling safety and security within relationships and intimate relationships or in a community. And when I look at this card, I feel like there is a rebirth that is happening in my heart. I feel like my heart is about to explode, not because I'm having a heart attack, but because it gets a jolt of energy that brings everything up to surface. I also see this person holding their hand as in acceptance of what is and acceptance of what has happened. So as an advice card, and again I'm seeing the number 5, I feel that there are changes that will come to you or will be apparent to you in the month of March. Now, for most of you, this will not make sense at the very beginning. Almost always it makes sense towards the latter part of the month or the end of the month. So I would really encourage you to listen to again towards the third or last week of March. But the advice here is allow the process to continue. And the process we're talking about is the process of you unfolding and letting go of the struggles and, again, the chains, if you will, that have been holding you hostage, and also and this is obviously a metaphor, the chains that have been holding you and keeping you from truly feeling safe and secure in this place called world or in your world. I also hear allow yourself to truly be, which means allow yourself to fully express. Express yourself to full content, or to just be content in expressing yourself. Be okay with fully expressing yourself. For some of you, I feel you have not allowed yourself to mourn something, whether it's a mourn of loss, of losing somebody, losing a relationship, not having a relationship and never really dealing with the pain of not having that foundation. Again, I hear the word father. So for many of you, this is some heavy-duty father-connected emotions. Be the best that you can be without trying to prove yourself to others. So that message in itself is pretty self-explanatory. And my guide Rob is asking me not to interpret, because each and every one of you will have a slightly different interpretation, and whatever the interpretation is right for you, you will intuitively know it, so accept it. And with that, again, I see the number 7. So March seems to be a month of you mastering a certain aspect of yourself emotionally. And it is to do with letting go on many levels. Letting go of your past, letting go of behaviors, letting go of relationships perhaps, or your ties to certain relationships emotionally that have prevented you from truly and fully being you, and have helping you becoming, or not preventing you from fully becoming who you are meant to be, which is a powerful human being. I'm also, as a last note, seeing somebody fishing. So whether you liked to fish, your father or grandfather liked to fish, there is an aspect there that will serve for some of you as a solidifying piece of information that this in fact is for you. And with that said, I hope this made sense. As you can see, these cards are very intuitive. There is no number, there's nothing. So I really actually like working with them a lot. I hope you like them too. If you would like to comment how this has impacted you or how this fits with you, I would love to read it. I would love to hear it. Of course, this is a general reading, so it will not connect with everybody. I would encourage you to listen to your moon sign and your rising sign, because it will offer you a much more complete picture of what is going on. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, for sharing, and of course for subscribing. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you would like a private reading, you can always reach me. That information is down below. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you in April. Take care. Bye.